Hey there, how's it going? My name is Carter Srirac, and in today's video, I'm going to be presenting some methods that have helped me get a better night's sleep. I've used the Oura Ring to track these. This is the Oura Ring 3 that I have right now. I've owned the Oura Ring or some variation of it since, well, it's been about 3 years. So I've really gotten in tune with what moves the needle when it comes to my score. If you're an Oura Ring owner, this should help you get a better score. Or if you're just an average person and you're looking to improve your sleep, you'll definitely notice a difference when you wake up in the morning if you follow some of these tips that I give you today. So first, I want to share some of my Oura Ring stats with you just to show you, some of the great nights of sleep that I've gotten. And I want to show you how to do this too. So take a look at some of these screenshots of some of my best nights of sleep from the past 2 weeks. So method number 1 is to consciously breathe. And I'm going to show you a pattern that you can use in a minute for breath work, a very simple breathing pattern. It's nothing crazy. It's not going to get you like all lightheaded or anything like that. In fact, it's going to help you rest and it's going to help to lower your heart rate so that your body can start tapering off on the day and just get you in a relaxed mood. Now, I have, anxiety from time to time, and when I do this breathing technique, it's one of the only things that can really help me. All of the things on this list I might have spent, a lot of money on, or they might be a little bit extra, you might say, but just the simple act of breathing in this manner is going to help you out a ton. So what do you have to do, right? Well, it's as simple as 3 counts in as you're inhaling, and then a brief pause at the top of the inhale, and then 3 to 5 counts out on the exhale. Okay, and I usually like to do a longer exhale if I'm really trying to wind down. If you're just trying to kind of relax and get into your day, no need to do that long 5-second exhale. You can just do a simple 3-second exhale. So let me show you an example. We're gonna go. So notice how my lips are pursed on that exhale. I'm not like with my mouth wide open sitting here like, my lips are pursed on the exhale. So you want to inhale for 3, hold, and exhale for 5. And you're just going to repeat this, and all you want to be thinking about during that time is your breath. Okay, you can do this with your eyes open, or you can just do it with your eyes closed. You can do it when you're laying down, you can do it when you're sitting, but that breath technique has helped me out a ton, both with controlling anxiety and spiraling thoughts, as well as just getting yourself wound down for a good night of sleep. That leads me into my second method for getting a good night's rest, and that is to do some relaxing meditation or a relaxing yoga flow. And this is something that you can do for free. You can find videos on YouTube that are tailored to meditation or yoga for nighttime. But I would recommend selling out to doing this and trying it consistently, because a lot of people have heard these tips, but I know a lot of people that don't apply it. And as soon as they have a hard time meditating, they might not be able to move forward. But the point of meditation is to build that practice and to build your focus and get better every time that you sit down for 10 minutes and do nothing, right? So it's a muscle that you have to build. It's something that you have to do consistently. And one of the things that's helped me is the Headspace app. And I'm not affiliated with Headspace, but they have yoga and meditation on Headspace, and that has been super helpful. So that's just a phone app that I use. And, I just lay out on my yoga mat at night, do a quick meditation, and then get into some yoga, finish with meditation. And that's proven to be very effective. And you pair that with the breathing, and oh man, that's going to be a good night of sleep. Method number 3 for getting a better night's sleep is to try out some tea. It's important to me that I have some really good tea on hand at all times. This is just get some ZZs. It has valerian root in it, and it says that valerian root won't interfere with your REM sleep, which is good, because a lot of traditional medications that they use to help people sleep, people who have insomnia, they'll mess up their REM cycles, right? So they might be able to get a sleep, but they're not going to have really good restorative sleep. And that's the difference between, taking some kind of pill that's going to help you go to sleep versus, using some of these alternative methods. These are pretty natural and they're not very hard on your body. You're not going to build up a tolerance to these things as easily. So get some ZZZs is some really good tea. That's by Be Well Teas. And these are just some little tea pads, just like that, which is convenient because you can make one quick cup and you can just throw that in there with some hot water. And I have this simple loose leaf strainer that I got as well with this teapot here. I got this on Amazon, and you just put loose leaf tea in here and steep some hot water over it, and that makes a good pot of tea as well. Remember, I recommend lavender, valerian root, chamomile. You can do a little bit more research. There's certain teas that help you sleep, but of course, don't get a tea with caffeine because you don't want to be drinking caffeine later than like 3 p.m. if you want to get a good night's rest, in my opinion. The next thing that I like to do right before I go to bed is to turn this thing off, get rid of the lights and the screens and move to paper, okay? So it's okay to still do some light thinking at night, and oftentimes that's when you're going to be most creative. So that's why I recommend to do a bit of reading or writing. So here's just a simple notebook that I have. Keep that around and just write on it with a normal pen, and that way I can capture some of the creative thoughts that I'm having as I'm kind of winding down for the day. That's oftentimes when my mind starts wandering to the more creative aspect. Or read something that's gonna get you in a bit of a spiritual mood if you're a spiritual person, or at the very least a relaxed mood. I like to either read the Bible or Reality Transurfing is a really good one to read before you go to bed. Helps you to understand the practical steps of manifesting things into your life. A lot of times, law of attraction books can be a little woo-woo. They can be a bit out there. So I recommend trying out Reality Transurfing. That one's really good. If you want some more practical tips to help you kind of navigate that kind of manifestation or that law of attraction model, that should help you out. So reading or writing, and I recommend not doing it in your bed actually. I recommend going somewhere where you have some low light, maybe get a candle lit, and just kind of sit there in an environment where you're not used to sleeping, because you don't want to do anything in your bed but sleep and have sex. I'm sure you've heard that before, but that is essentially all you want to use your bed for, because you want your mind to associate your bed with mainly just sleep and relaxation. If you're reading or sitting on your phone or doing anything else in bed, that's not going to send the right cues to your body. Of course, it's okay every once in a while, but the more you do that, the less your body will be able to differentiate your bed from the other environments in your home. So what you might want to do is just head into your living room, get a small table, a comfy chair, and a blanket, brew up some of your tea, and read a book or write down some thoughts if you have any thoughts. Once you do start feeling tired, or once you do start nodding off while you're reading, if you know what I mean, once you get to that point, you're gonna wanna head to your bed and just hit the hay. Maybe use that breathing technique as you're going to bed that I showed you earlier in this video. All right, next let's talk about blue light blockers. So blue light blockers are essentially these silly glasses that you can put on. They're kind of trendy right now, but these things, basically, they block out blue light that comes into your retina. So if there is any blue light coming off of your screens, which there is a lot usually, even when you do have that like that yellow night shift mode on or whatever, it's not blocking out all of the blue light. So what you're gonna wanna do is get a pair of these blue light blockers. Okay, these are the Gadget blue light blockers. And they were a little bit more on the expensive side for blue light blockers, but you can get some on Amazon a little bit cheaper. I just got these because I like the blue, and I think they look really nice. I like to have nice things for my routines because it helps me get in the zone. It helps me want to perform the routine more, but that's just my preference. The sixth thing that's helped me out tremendously is getting some blackout curtains. So I have some in my office right here over in front of my window. As you can see, this is the blackout curtain. If I put it over this light here, well, now I'm in the dark. So what I recommend doing is finding some blackout curtains on Amazon. Just find the best ones that you can. Make sure to read the reviews, do your due diligence, but they all pretty much do the same thing. Just make sure that they'll cover the size of your window and get those up pronto, because any extra light that's coming into your cave or your sleeping area, wherever you like to wind down, is not going to help you get any more rest. Okay, so try to get rid of any light that you can. Try to get rid of electronics. Try to limit EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, or like anything that's going to emit anything into your environment. If anything, try to get something like a plant to put in your room, something natural, and that should help you get a lot better rest. Number 7 is to try out CBD gummies. Of course, if you are okay with, ingesting something that comes from a plant, I'm not making any like health recommendations here, but these are pretty harmless, but they have a lot of upside in my experience with them. This is the CBD FX brand. It's a little pricey, but this actually has turmeric and spirulina. I don't know if I said that correctly. They're vegan, non-GMO, and it's broad spectrum. So it's getting some of the other cannabinoids from the plant into this gummy as well. And these things, if anything, sometimes can make me too tired if I take a high dose. This is like the extra high 1500 milligram dose per gummy. So these are pretty potent. I usually eat like a half gummy 2 hours before I'm winding down for bed and getting into my night routine and doing some of these other things. And if you're particularly in a very high stress day, these can be helpful to get you through, and they're not psychoactive, but they help you relax a ton. So it's not gonna make you high or whatever, but it will help you relax when you're getting wound down for bed, and you'll just get in that natural sleepy mood, that mood that you used to get in when you'd be laying in the car and you'd fall asleep and maybe your parent would bring you into the house because you're too sleepy to stand up. So I really like these, and they're good to bust out when you need them. All right, here is number 8, the Hygge Red Light. I believe this is their full body model. And this was the best budget red light I could find that still was up to par with the standards that the FDA has set for red light therapy in like a therapeutic sense. You might find a lot of red lights, but you want to make sure that it has the right irradiance, and you want to make sure it's not putting off EMFs or flickering. So I've done a lot of research on these, and this is the one that I found where it was still a little bit pricey, but I was able to save money and get a different model rather than getting something like the Juve, which runs you over $1,000. This one came in at around $600. So this is the Hygge Red Light. And I've just had really good luck with this. This has helped me out a lot, because when your body sees that red light, even out of your peripherals, like even if you're back to the red light and it's filling up the room, it helps you get sleepy naturally. Red light actually sends a signal to your body that tells you that it's time to go to bed, and your body will naturally produce melatonin. So you may have heard of people taking melatonin supplements, but I recommend doing something like this to kind of naturally get that melatonin boost that you're looking for, rather than just bombarding your body with a dose of melatonin. Even if it's slow release, I still think this is a lot more natural for getting your body primed and ready to go to sleep. And there are a lot of other benefits to using red light therapy as well. I'll leave some of those in the description if you want to read a little bit more about red light therapy. And I'll also link some studies down there that they did where they found significant results helping people get better sleep using the red light. So that pretty much wraps it up. Those are my 8 methods for getting better sleep and improving my Oura Ring scores. If you want to get a better night's sleep, I recommend trying these things. Even if you don't have an Oura Ring, this is still going to be helpful, and you're still going to be able to build these things into your routine, even if you can't track your sleep necessarily. There's other sleep trackers on the market, but I found that Oura is the best, and I'm not affiliated with them. In fact, I've had a few skirmishes with their customer service because their customer service isn't as good as it used to be. I will warn you on that. But it's just a tremendous product. I think that right now they have so many customers that they can't handle the inflow. So it's a bit of a good problem to have, and you're not gonna run into many issues with the Ring. It's a pretty solid piece of hardware. It's got some sensors inside of it that basically track your body temperature, your heart rate, and then they'll run all these algorithms that cumulatively give you a sleep score and give you a timeline of your sleep throughout the night and your heart rate throughout the day. You can actively track your heart rate throughout the day as well. It's not just a sleep tracker, it's also an activity tracker. So I've enjoyed using the Oura Ring and using some of these different methods to kind of experiment and see what works for me and how I can get better sleep. If you have an Oura Ring, let me know below what your sleep score was for today. I'm curious to know. I'm always big on like competing when it comes to sleep scores. I think it's kind of fun, although maybe not the fairest match for everybody, because it's not an equal thing sometimes. You know, some people have a harder time getting a good sleep score than others, but I think that these things will naturally help everybody kind of float up a little bit and improve their sleep scores. So I hope you did enjoy today's video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. Comment below if you have any comments or you want to share your experience or some things that might help you sleep. And like this video, because it did take us some time to create this, and I hire an editor to help out with these videos. So we're trying to grow our YouTube channel right now. We're trying to put our foot on the gas. So please like this video and help us out. All right, I'll see you in the next one.